Hi, and welcome to the Celestial Tea Podcast.
I'm Love.
And I'm Tylen.
And we're two Los Angeles-based astrologers and witches serving up the cosmic tea about your favorite celebrities, musicians, and artists.
As always, if you enjoy our hot takes and breakdowns, please leave us a 5-star review wherever you stream, share with your friends and fam, and follow us on all the socials.
So if you're a pop culture baddie, tune in, get your cup of tea, and get ready to sip from the stars. If you're seeing us in the same continued outfit that maybe you've seen us before, that means this is a part 2 episode.
Yes.
So we cut this episode somewhere that made sense, hopefully, and we are just going to continue playing it right where it left off. So yeah, we hope you enjoy the second part and that you enjoy the podcast as a whole.
Yes.
All right, here's what you've been waiting for. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about, before you go to the other charts and things, his purpose. He's a left angle cross, so I think the last person, I think Taylor was a left angle cross, right?
Yeah, I think so. Either Taylor or Travis.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah. So he has a collective destiny that he needs other people to help him fulfill his destiny, and his is the left angle cross of identification. So I'll just read the paragraph because, like we've said many times on this podcast, it's just a paragraph they have to read verbatim. Your cross carries the energy to have great focus and contribution. Your ability to focus and be a strong contributor is directly linked to the rewards and security you are given. Your design is not well suited for a speculative career where instead of income, you receive shares or a potential future bonus. You're not a person for Google in the early days, as you need the stability in hand. With that stability, you can bring enormous focus to whatever you do and make a big contribution. So that makes sense. Like after the Saturn return, during the Saturn return, he really got that sense of stability, right? Yeah. Like that.
Well, he was kicked out of his Saturn is in Virgo in the 11th house. So he was kicked out of his group.
Yeah.
And then literally built his own community.
Yeah. He built, and it's interesting too, right? Like he probably signed on for the reality TV because it was a way for him to continue to make money and not really have to do much. And he knew how much he was getting paid per thing, right? I
think Neptune was transiting. I think that was the time when Neptune was in Capricorn, right? Like when he had his TV show, which makes a lot of sense because then Neptune would be transiting over his
the
Jupiter,
fantasy
Mars,
of the communication,
and in the 3rd house, which is exactly that, the day-to-day
making money from acting or money money acting or media.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he has that, and his main gene key is the Mountaineer. So it's very Capricorn moon vibes. So the Mountaineer is any obstacle I can overcome. I have focus, I have determination to make it happen. And the Mountaineer is able to make it happen by just putting one foot in front of the other, by taking things piece by piece, by breaking it down and making it surmountable, by making sure that they have all of their needs, all of, all the things that they need to ascend the mountain. Do we have our water? Do we have our ropes? Do we have our clips? Blah, 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 all the things. And so they're able to really accomplish a lot and go for a lot. That's why they're saying you have the energy for great focus and contribution. You just need to know that you're going to have stability and you're going to have income and period, you'll do it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what his left angle cross is. And because it's a left angle cross, it's all these other, his fans, right? We're paying him money.
Yeah.
We're buying his music. We're going to his concerts, right? So it's he's getting the stability from the collective destiny that he has.
Yeah. That's so Saturn
and
on the MC. His
big contribution, he ushered in a new genre of music. That's his big contribution.
Which inspired a whole other generation.
And all these subgenres of music, right? That's the big contribution with his enormous focus, right? I know it's kind of cosmically ironic because it's for much of that he wasn't technically focused because he was on drugs.
Yeah.
But he kept going. He, till his dying day, was doing music, was touring, right? Like, he was like, as long as I can, I'm going to.
It's interesting, too, because I feel like with the Saturn return, we don't just have one, right? We can have up to 3 Saturn returns in our life. And I feel like by the time he was at his second one, it had a lot to do with health. Like, that's the Virgo piece.
Yeah, for sure.
Health, rituals, routines. But it's also how we are of service. And that is how he was of service to humanity, by cultivating that community. And he probably inspired so many souls to get sober. Like, I didn't even think about that until just now.
Yeah.
I just got hit with that of like, wow, how many souls were inspired to get sober watching Ozzy's journey get sober.
Yeah, because he was open about it. He was honest about it. He struggled. Like, yeah. And I think, too, his music, right? Like, he has, like, the song, like, War Pigs keeps, like, he literally has a song about how stupid war is, you know? And how, like, people just die in masses. Like, so it's like, he contributed a lot for people.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the struggling artist, you know, like, in this. Like, he just was, like, sad, hurt, going through it, but then, like, pouring his heart out.
Yes. That's what I mean by finding the beauty within the darkness. Like, pulling the beauty out of the darkness and creating something that other people can see themselves in, resonate with. Because it reflects back a piece of their own darkness. Yeah.
And you want to know a really funny Sagittarius thing that happened to him? He said he was doing LSD and he saw a horse that told him to fuck off.
That is too funny.
That's so Sagittarius coded, I don't even know.
I think that's... it was probably Chiron. Because he has Chiron on his sun.
They're like, stop doing the drugs.
Yeah. Because Chiron is like, you're already wounded. Why do you keep wounding yourself more when...
He stopped doing LSD after that.
That was Chiron. Wow.
The horse got me. I'm like, not a horse for the Sag. Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, Chiron is a centaur. So he's half horse, half human.
And he's like the wounded healer, you know? So he's like, he's showing us where our biggest wound is in this life. And also what we're really good at helping others. Because it's like, our soul knows what our wound is and what we need to do. But as humans, we're like, and we don't do it anyways. And then that's why we're able to really help people. That's why the things you hate in others are the things that you like want to fix in yourself, or you hate in yourself type of energy, where it's like, I can so clearly see it and clock it because I carry that wound all the time. And I'm like hyper aware on like a soul or subconscious level for some people. And that's why I'm able to help you, because this wisdom like wants to come through me, but I'm just like unwilling to look at it unless it's like someone else.
Yeah, it's like the wound that never stops unraveling. There's all
I hear the
layers.
Exhaustion in your voice. You're like, girl, I'm so done with my Chiron. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
I actually have Chiron placed in his like preferred house. I have Chiron in Leo in the 6th house, which is the house of healing. So that's why I do my healing work. I just think that doing this podcast and being on social media and sharing my gifts, like that's the way that I heal with my Chiron.
Yeah. Mine's kind of similar because I have Virgo Chiron, which is the healer.
So that's Chiron's preferred sign is Virgo. And then I have Chiron.
Something good. And it's in my 10th house of career and legacy. So it's like I help people with their legacy. I help them step into themselves and what they're here to do.
Yes.
And I need to take up more space. And I need to heal by stepping into the spotlight.
Embodying that teacher, healer frequency in your career. Yeah. It's like how I embody that teacher, healer frequency in your day in my work kind of in your career too. Yes, because your 6th house is your work. It's how you are service.
Your job, quote unquote.
Yes. Yeah.
Which your job is your career.
Exactly.
Like, you're one of those people that's been able to do that.
That's what temple radiance really is all about. And that's the Leo energy, the radiance. Helping people really go to the depths. Like, that's why the owl is on my logo, is to see into the depths of the shadows and go to those places to heal. It's not just love and light. Like, you experience true radiance when you go to the depths.
Yeah.
But that's what I support people with. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's talk about his most iconic moment.
Yeah.
Like, what gave him the fame that now we all know his name. Do you remember that moment?
The bat?
Yes.
Ripping. He literally was on stage and, like, took a live bat and was like ripped his head and like, spit it out.
That is wild.
He's done it to the dove too. It's not the first. Yeah. He's done it he did it like every show until he couldn't or something. He did it more than one time.
But this first time, Googling it, it was January 20th, 1982. So this is really interesting because so some of the things that were transiting, right? Jupiter transiting over his natal Venus in his first house. So anytime we have transiting Jupiter over your natal Venus, these are what astrologers call the two great benefics. So the two supportive planets. And
the good energies.
Exactly. So Jupiter transiting conjunct your natal Venus is oftentimes a symbol of a blessing in some way. And for him, with his Venus placement conjunct Scorpio. His ascendant, it's literally a blessing over his essence, who he is.
Whoa,
so
okay, so what if ripping the bat was like a blood ritual that he did? Like a sacrifice ritual?
It definitely could be, because
but without knowing.
His soul,
or maybe he didn't know.
Again, having the South Node in Scorpio in his first house, he's had many lifetimes understanding the realms of the occult and the mystery.
Yeah.
Like, this is not his first lifetime embodying the Prince of Darkness.
And there's so many people there with their energy, all giving their energy to him, and then he's doing that sacrifice. That's very powerful.
Intuitively,
as a ritual.
I feel like he's not done with his soul incarnation. I feel like he has a lot more lessons to learn here on the earthly plane.
So he's going to come back.
Yes, and he is going to still have that same level of the deeper understanding of those occult mysteries, but I think what's also present there is all of the guilt, because when we think about ancient rituals, and I remember this so vividly being a Mayan medicine woman, and in that lifetime there were horrific sacrifices made to the gods, and that was how we would practice divination. It wasn't like we would read the tarot.
No, it's
we
like
would
cut open the animal,
and
look
then
at its guts.
Exactly. And so I think that there's a level of like guilt there that's also present in what it takes to fully say, like, yeah, I am embodying this ritual. So I think it was an unconscious thing, but for sure I can feel that. Yeah,
that's kind of wild though. Like, he I wonder what god he sacrificed to.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it was like a Jupiter consciousness.
I was thinking of Jupiter.
Yeah. Because like the Jupiter,
because then he got really big after that.
Exactly. And Jupiter would have been in a natal sextile. So that's where a sextile aspect harmonious. Is when it's the trine is really harmonious. The sextile is more of like, I can't remember where I heard this, but an astrologer said that it's like two teenagers falling in love for the first time. The hormones are fucking going crazy. It's like a magnetic energy between those 2 points within your natal chart. So the sextile, it's like, yes, it's harmonious, but it's more than that. Yeah. It's like there's an allure piece that's happening. Like, I'm so attracted to you. Like, I want to support you. So, like, having...
That's actually good alliteration because it has the word sex in it. So it's like attraction, magnetism for those who want to memorize.
Exactly. So that's an interesting point, because then his natal Jupiter would have been in a sextile to the transiting Jupiter at that moment.
It's like I just keep hearing like a lightning clap, you know?
Yeah. Yes. So that was something that I thought was really interesting. And then another thing, Ceres also it was in Scorpio transiting over his ascendant, like nourishing qualities. And then he had, this one was like, wow, Black Moon Lilith transiting through Sag over his sun at that moment.
That's intense.
That's what I'm saying. Chills. I feel like Lilith inspired that moment of like, if you do this thing right here and right now, this is what's going to create your legacy. That's the second house, full-bodied purpose.
And you know what? That's very true Lilith fashion, because he was... all the religious people were like against him, and they like claimed that he was like a proponent of like Satanism and things like that. And it's like, like in media, it's like any press is good press, right? It's like if all the fucking organizations are talking about you, kids are interested. They're like, why is he so bad? I want to hear it, you know? Like people are, especially metal, it's like it makes you, it's like, I'm gonna go harder, you know? Like they're like, hell yeah, I'm not super religious either, I'm gonna dive into this. Yeah. That's wild.
Isn't that's the one that I was like, whoa.
Yeah, because Lilith is like, for those who don't know, like her story is about like authority and freedom and empowerment. So it's like interesting that it's like the system, the church, the religion was like against because of that action. Yeah. Like being persecuted energy. Yeah,
exactly. Lilith is like our raw, most wild, untamed, just fully embodied in that essence of wildness, like that, literally like savage, like primal,
which is literally like killing an animal with your mouth. How much more primal can you get than that, dude? Yeah. Jesus.
And then also during this time, this is another interesting astrology piece. Saturn and Pluto were making their conjunction in Libra at that time. So it wasn't an exact conjunction, but it was still a conjunction that was happening. So,
and it's funny too, because to go on with this, he has 6 channels in his human design, and one of them is the channel of struggle. So it's basically about struggling against the status quo for what you believe in. And so it's like he literally was against the status quo. He was like occult and like evil and darkness and all these other, you know, whatever you want to call them. And so it's like there's these people are supposed to be stubborn in order to stay true to what they want to create. Like he literally did that. Even with his addiction, he was like, fuck it for so long, you know? Yeah. And that kind of like catapulted him too. Yeah, so, and it says people who have this gate might fear death and running out of time. But that fear is what gives them the motivation to live their life to the fullest and gives them, like, their life meaning. So it's, like, literally that. Yeah. Literally so crazy. Wow.
Yeah. I feel like that's also a Sagittarius quality, though, of like the experience of the deeper meaning.
Yeah, and this also is the channel that I think Taylor Swift had, because it says you thrive when you push yourself physically, strenuous.
And she's a Sag sun too.
Interesting. Well, human design pulls from astrology. Yeah. So like the gene keys will be in certain the same way the astrology has like the wheel of the year, the gene keys have a wheel of the year. So they will be in certain zodiac signs only.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the pushing yourself physically, like we saw that with like Taylor being a projector and projectors having limited energy, but then her being so energetic and like her performances and how much she puts out. This more is like pushing yourself physically is like with his addiction, like just going balls to the wall, pushing yourself physically. He's thriving in that because of this gate that he has. Yes. And it's in the spleen and the root. So the spleen rules over instinctual knowing. So it's like he probably knew
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I feel like I'm probably shooting myself in the foot by saying this, but like maybe he knew when to stop. Maybe he knew when the limit was, because he said, I thought I was going to die 1,000 times, but I didn't. So.
Yeah. Because his soul knows what that feels like to have died 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And have been in the realms of destruction and the rebirth. That's anyone that has Scorpio South Node.
And it makes sense, what that feels like. Too, like why his sexual assault in early life caused him to want to commit suicide, because it's like he was pushed physically to his extreme, but not in his consent. And that probably was like really hard for him to come to terms with.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we want to talk about when he released his first album, came out on his own?
Yeah. This will go great with the next channel I was going to talk about.
Okay, that's perfect. I love this because, okay, so he released his first solo album after being kicked out of Black Sabbath on September 12th, 1980. And this was the last, like, little fragment window of Saturn being in Virgo, which is where he has his natal Saturn. So he was sort of wrapping up his Saturn return with this one, which is so interesting that he started it with like being kicked out of the community and then again rebuilding or creating his own community. And at that time, there was also a whole stellium going on in his 11th house of Virgo. It was Virgo season, so the sun was there. Jupiter and Hera were in a conjunction, which is interesting there. And then the one thing that really struck me with the release of his first album, actually two things. He had Mars in Scorpio transiting over his Venus and his ascendant point. So same thing when he bit the bat's head off. Mars was in a natural sextile to his natal Mars.
Wow.
So there was like this push, this motivation from the universe.
Do it.
Exactly.
Bring it into the world. Share your creativity.
And then Venus and Vesta were transiting through Leo up in his 10th house, which that also I was like, okay, he has the energy of the artist, beauty, love, transiting through his 10th house, and then Vesta saying, be devoted to your career. That felt like, whoa.
Yeah. And he has the channel of exploration, which I also, this is part of my incarnation cross. It's about loving and trusting yourself. So these people are here you're supposed to learn to love yourself and accept yourself and to trust your own directions, even if other people don't understand what you're doing. And so they say, when you focus on what matters to you, not others, not society, then you're a powerful creator. And others will be inspired by your strong sense of self and empowered to walk their own path, which also kind of emboldens what you said about probably inspiring people to go on sobriety journeys.
Yes.
And it says, because you love and trust yourself, you inspire others not to worry about what other people think. He literally did, like, no one would ever give you the advice to do these things that he did, that he lived his life. But it's like, everyone's like, whoa, they're inspired by it, even though it's like all the wrong things, quote unquote. And it says, you're here to be selfish. The effect you have on others will always be positive as long as you're listening to your strategy and authority in human design, which he has sacral as an MG, as a manifesting generator. So it's like he has the easiest, quickest, loudest of the intuitions. He knows instantaneously that gut feeling if it's for him or if it's not for him. Yeah. And then his strategy is, as a MG, is to respond and then inform. So he just needs to, like, does it feel good? Yep. Nope. Then that's it. So it's like kind of simple for him. I feel. Yeah. But it's interesting. Yeah. They're supposed to not serve others, but just do what they want. Be unique. Learn how to cultivate self-love and acceptance, which I think he really struggled with the addiction and, like, not believing in his creativity, on his own without addiction. which it seems that he did find that, though.
Yeah.
So that's good that he learned that lesson.
Yeah, and like really experience that feeling of self-love. I think that is really crucial for all humans to have access to, and not in a superficial way, like in the depths of yourself, like deep self-love. Even if you've done, like I was hinting at earlier, fucking horrendous shit, like to love yourself and forgive yourself and know that you can choose a better way. And release the guilt and the shame.
The other one that I find is interesting that kind of relates to the solo career, he has the channel of wavelength, which is about honing your talents through repetition. So it's
that's
like
the Cap Moon, I feel like. The discipline.
Now you're starting to see where the gene keys are. So when you find something you love, you're designed to practice it over and over, gaining mastery over time. Like he was like, I don't give a shit that I got kicked out of this band. I'm here to be a musician. I'm going to start my own band. You know, like he just kept going at it. And didn't take that as like a no. He was like, this is what I'm here to do. So it says like, even if you're naturally talented, which as a 2-line, he's going to be naturally talented at these things, he still needs to sharpen his abilities to express his gifts fully. And then once you master the basic technique, you then will find your own unique technique, which literally we're seeing, and like he literally did things his own way, nothing by the book. And then by showing people your skill, you allow them to support you and encourage you. It's like literally how he said he has that deep relationship with his fans.
Yes. And that's also his North Node, right? In the 7th house. Letting other people in. Yeah. And it says he excels when he works to master that skill that helps others and makes the world better. Which we argued already. Metal makes the world better. Yeah. He brought that into the world. 100%. Fight us on that if you don't think that that's true.
Fight us in the mosh pit.
Like my Aries sun, your Aries moon will come the fuck out.
Literally, dude. Literally. I'm like, Also, Loki, my 8th house Cancer sun. It's like, Cancer, everyone's like, they're soft and sensitive. It's like, come for the crab, get the claws. Like, I love saying that. It's like, have you seen the meme with the crab with the knife?
Yeah.
that's
it's like, so interesting, like, out of the water signs, Cancer and Scorpio are the only two that have something to defend themselves with. Yeah. Scorpio is, like, obviously fucking hella destructive with the scorpionic sting, but Cancer can still defend itself.
So grab your ass.
Pisces rising. Like, what fucking
it's like Magic Carp.
It's because it's like the water that is connected to fucking everything. The oneness.
I mean, I guess it's in the artistry, or like you could go in their dreams and get them, or like you could publish some really like hateful artistry about them. I don't know.
But my Aries sun will come for you.
The ram. Yeah, so that's really interesting. And it says these people are like gifted in many areas, so, and it's natural for them to feel inadequate. So he definitely felt inadequate, right? And he has to remember his value to connect to that. It's so interesting,
the South Node on his Venus. It's like having all these lifetimes being the artist.
I wish he consulted an astrologer earlier in life. But maybe he wouldn't have been so famous.
Maybe he did, because Scorpio risings are drawn to the occult. So in some ways. So
that's true.
Maybe he did, and maybe he was like maybe scared of it, or like thought it was bullshit. So.
Yeah, and he also has the channel of discovery, which is about committing to the experience, which is like you go full in, you commit fully, otherwise you won't get anything out of it. So again, doubling down, starting his own solo career, committing fully, and it's literally like not about the end goal, but just the chance to participate. Like, I don't care how it turns out, I just need to do this, I just need to be on this journey. And a lot of the time these people won't know why they're doing what they're doing until the end. So they need to like release all expectations, and you never know what you'll find, but you'll be happy you did it. And I feel like he kind of like had that.
Yeah.
I actually feel like he kind of saw quote unquote the end already, because his legacy is so permeating like already. Like before he even passed away, everybody fucking knows who Ozzy Osbourne is in some capacity, you know? Like he birthed he helped birth a genre. Like everyone knows that.
Yeah,
you know?
You've at least heard Crazy Train.
Literally.
At least. Like I'm not
Bark
I
at
would not
the Moon,
consider myself
War
a
Pigs,
fan, but at
Mr.
least
Crowley. Like there's a lot of famous ones that like a lot of people will know.
Yeah, Josh has been loving The Road to Nowhere. Like I keep hearing him like stimming over that song.
You're like, enough with the Ozzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it says because he has the gate 46, which is the gate of self-determination or determination of the self. So it's viewing every experience as purpose. You have deep love and acceptance for both ugly and beautiful aspects of life. Literally the Scorpio Venus.
Yes. And being able to, see the beauty in, like, what is quote-unquote perceived as ugliness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's societal. Yeah. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Yes.
All right.
So, do we want to talk about Sharon now?
Yeah.
And their wedding date?
Yeah, and I looked up why they chose that wedding date.
Oh my god, what does it say?
He said that he picked July 4th so he would never forget it. Because his brain's soup from all the drugs, dude.
Okay.
He was like, I'll never miss an anniversary.
I guess he picked a good day, though.
Not him intuitively knowing what date to pick, little Scorpio rising.
I guess he did. Because Mercury was in retrograde, so there you fucking go. Don't, like, y'all out here getting married during Mercury retrogrades.
People don't believe in astrology get married in Mercury retrograde, dude.
See what the fuck happens.
It's like misunderstandings in your relationship the entire time.
Yeah.
You're like, we used to have such great communication, and now that we're married, you never get me.
Yeah, so there's that. It was also interesting to note that Jupiter had just moved into Scorpio, his first house that day. So 0 degrees of Scorpio.
This man's life with the astrology is shenanigans to me.
Right? It's like a rebirth of his connection to self. And Jupiter then is in that conjunction to his south node. Wow. Or is transiting.
So they must have had a past life together.
I didn't look up her chart or her information at all, but intuitively, yes. It does feel like, because he's a fucking old soul. Like, of course someone who he's known in prior lifetime is going to help him come back home to his true essence and heal, which is what we see that he did in this lifetime. He did a lot of fucking healing work. Chiron on his sun, right? Interesting too, Ceres pretty close to his ascendant point, the mother goddess as well. So
blessing his marriage,
the
with
birth,
children.
yes, it's like the energy of growth and birth happening. Yep. So becoming a parent to then the children. I don't know when they had their children, or if it was before they got married. I have no idea, but.
No, I think he had the children after they got married.
So
but he had from the previous marriage.
Yeah. So,
children.
But for them specifically. And then the other thing that was like, oh, hell yeah, the North Node in Cancer, and they got married in Cancer season, July 4th. So the North Node and the Sun were in a conjunction in his 9th house. Which expansion. The 9th house is expansion, but it can also be like sacred contracts too. It's because it's a house of publishing we put out into the world. So that also was like, and he has nothing in Cancer. This man is not Cancerian whatsoever, but
not the way he abandoned his children. What?
Yeah. But there's that. I was like, that's kind of interesting. I want to look for a wedding date.
What the hell? Let's see.
Yeah.
Sharon Osbourne. And she was his manager. So it's like, also, I think
that's so interesting because in his natal chart, he has
She's born October 9.
Okay. So, oh God. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me say this. he has Hera, who Hera in our natal charts represents what we are looking for within a partnership. Like, because Hera is the queen of divine contracts, fertility, childbirth, and marriage, like what we really are wanting in a partnership. It's interesting because for him, he has Hera in Aries in his 6th house, which is like, she was probably this independent boss babe manager, literally helping him with his work
and helping him with his sobriety by like getting on his ass. That's so Aries.
Like,
that's
and
so
he's
Aries.
probably really attracted to her. He was probably really attracted to her independence, the fire, her entrepreneur qualities. Interesting.
Yeah. So she's a Libra, right?
Yes.
That's interesting. Also, because she sits in his 12th house.
Yeah. But there's more. There's got to be more to her chart. But
I'm sure.
well, I don't know if we want to cover her if she's giving money to support
Israel. Boo.
Yeah. Funding a genocide. I don't know if I even want to look at her chart.
Oh, I think she's Jewish. Her last name is Levy. That's probably why. But
still supporting the genocide is fucking disgusting.
I know, but like Jewish people are just like hella fucking indoctrinated. The amount of, because I'm Jewish, and like the amount of like I have no Jewish community. I have like 2-3 people now that I'm like, even my cousin is like pro-Israel, and I'm just like, it's the weird indoctrination of as an American Jewish person, very different. Like, you grow up hearing all these things about how Israel is your safe place and always going to be your home and all these things. And like, especially if she's older, like she was already alive around the time when Israel became a nation, right? So like that was like earth shattering for people. They're like, finally there's a place for Jews in the world. So I feel like there's so much about this, like, oh, it's always going to be your home. It's like, you know how they say like ideas are the strongest thing ever, that an idea lives on. I feel like that's what people cling to, is like this idea of Israel and what it means for them based on their upbringing and like what they, so I feel like there's a lot of cognitive dissonance, and they look past, or they choose to believe the like, truth. And they don't choose to believe the truth, and so it's unfortunate. It's fucking weird as fuck to me. Like, I don't get it. Literally, I'm like, human life is not worth this. It's not like, but I don't know, seeing that her last name is Levy, I'm like, maybe she's Jewish.
So there's that. But I mean, how many celebrities are funding this?
You know, that's also another thing, is like the media and the government. It's all like, they're all wrapped up in it. They're all fucking wrapped up in that bitch. I'm trying to see if she is Jewish.
I mean, that's why we decided, we were talking about doing the Freakier Friday, because that movie was coming out in August, and I didn't know about Jamie Lee Curtis, like, openly being a Zionist. So I was like, you know, let's maybe not look at her chart. So I don't know if I want to look at her chart.
Yeah, she's quoted as saying they would beat the shit out of each other physically. So you were talking about the abuse that he has. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. He knocked out her front teeth. They don't have any of this on his Wikipedia, but they have this on her Wikipedia. I was like searching the whole time to find the abuse stuff. Nothing.
Okay, but he like did something also like super horrific to animals. That
wasn't in his Wikipedia. I mean, I didn't read the entire thing, but
like that like was really heartbreaking for me to learn about him. I'm like, ooh.
He was also arrested for attempted murder at a music festival. Because he tried to strangle Sharon.
That's what I'm saying with the Nessus conjunct his North Node. He really, in this lifetime, had to face the violence and abuse within relationship dynamics. And the find fact that some kind of healing. Because, to be honest, like, this is something that it can impact generations beyond you. Like, that's also, it goes along with the cycle of abuse.
Yeah.
So for him to confront it and do the healing work, hopefully we see that reflected back in his lineage. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about his kids or who his kids are or what his kids are up to, but
yeah, and she also tried to commit suicide after learning of his 4-year affair.
Oh, that's that arrows on. I feel like if you have arrows
hairdresser
on your ascendant, if you are not tapped into your erotic like quality, then you're gonna go anywhere you can to fulfill that.
Yeah. I know Kelly Osbourne. I only know like the two, Jack and Kelly, because they were like the ones that were really out there on the TV show and like in the public eye. Like, I know Kelly Osbourne, she went into like the fashion industry and she was like shit on for being fat, like her entire, because she was like chubby or whatever, like in the TV show that they had, and like she just got like the worst fucking reception about her body. They just like picked apart her body like all the time, and then she like lost weight and like had this whole like rebirth thing or whatever, and she actually has his jawline, which is interesting. And then I think, like, Jack, he was very alt and like, different. Obviously, he was a big catalyst for ending the cycle with his dad, right? By giving him that ultimatum.
Didn't one of them date... Because this is why Josh was telling me that, like, the Used wouldn't be a thing without Ozzy Osbourne. Like, Bert, the lead singer of the Used, dated one of his kids. Maybe her, I don't know. And I guess he was on the show. And Bert himself also used to have addiction issues and struggle with that, so
yeah, it was Kelly.
Yeah
in 2003, brief and featured on the TV show.
Well, thank you, Ozzy, for allowing the Used to blow up as much as they did, because they helped heal my childhood experience. Like, I don't know what I would do without the Used.
Yeah.
My little self. So.
Jack seems like a good guy. He pursued career in fitness and a travel reporter.
Because he was the one that really laid the ultimatum down for his dad, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was part of the BBC Saving Planet Earth. Interesting. Yeah, they had their own spin-off show, too. Okay, so we have 2 more gates to get through, and I think we're doing we did cover... There's one more thing we're covering, right?
I did pull up the chart of his death.
Yes. Okay,
do we want
to
go into it?
Okay.
I don't know. Is this too, like, spicy?
No.
For the celestial tea? Okay.
I have an 8th house sun and a 12th house
literally
north node.
my, like, ruling planet, Jupiter in the 8th.
Okay. So he has the channel of surrender, the instinctual selling channel, which we saw with Taylor Swift as well. So it's knowing how to naturally talk to people, to explain something, to sell an idea to someone, trusting your instincts in communication with others, because you can be naturally attuned to what they want to hear, which makes you a great performer, right? Like, they're probably like the live shows for both Taylor Swift and for Ozzy Osbourne, people are probably like, they're speaking right to me, you know, type of energy.
Yeah.
And it's okay. They're saying, like, you can basically sell whatever it is as long as you believe in it, like having an end goal to reaching out to someone, to achieving a deal or something like that. Good at recommending things and working more efficiently than most people. Finding a way to be paid passively for working very few hours, which is like album sales, record sales, t-shirt sales, like those are all passive income pieces for these types of people. As well as the reality show, right? Like the syndication. I don't know if they got into syndication, but it's like you get like the checks every time it's aired, and literally I feel like it was kind of, in a weird sense, passive income to him, because it's like he was just doing his regular life, and then he was making money by just being filmed in his regular life.
Yeah.
And then the last channel that he has, you're really gonna love this one, the channel of preservation, which is nurturing the next generation. He literally created metal music.
Saturn on his MC in the 11th house.
Yeah. So you're here to elevate your community by nurturing and leading. You feel responsible for other people and you want to take care of them. You're trusted as a leader and as someone for children to emulate. Your aura's caring nature influences everyone, especially people who struggle in society, like criminals, right? Because, like, metal music is about the dark, the depths, like how you were saying. Yeah. When you care for others, you help them grow, expand, and lift their families and communities. Make sure you don't get so caught up in caring for others that you forget to care for yourself. But it makes sense when his community, his son called him in. Yeah. Yo, where's my dad at? He was like, shit. Like, I'm letting down this community that I've created here for something else, you know? Yeah. Very interesting. So, yeah, it's the gate of values and the gate of caring together. And the gate of values literally says, you're here to be at the center of your community. You're designed to either uphold or challenge laws and values of your community. Literally what he did.
That's so Saturnian, like Saturn on the MC and the 11th, too, of, like, Saturn being both the law keeper, maintaining the structure, but also the one to question the law. Saturn ruling over Capricorn and Aquarius. Wow.
I love it.
This is like where the real celestial tea comes in, because these modalities, they weave with one another.
Yeah. Yeah, because human design pulls from astrology and like 3 other designs.
Yes. So it's really incredible to see that. So, do we want to look at his death chart?
Death chart. As specifically for who Ozzy Osbourne is, we should show his death chart, dude. He's the Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, I think
death is only the beginning. Sorry.
I think it's interesting. Okay, well.
You're like, I don't want to. It's okay if you don't want to.
Well, it's just interesting to note that Black Moon Lilith transiting over his ascendant is what brought him the burst of fame. And then the same thing, Black Moon Lilith transiting over his ascendant, is when he passed.
Whoa.
So there's something...
A contract, perhaps, that was fulfilled?
That's what I'm saying. It feels like some kind of a completion point.
Wow. And then you said the same thing with his Uranus placement, right?
And then, I was noting that he has Uranus in Gemini in the 8th house.
At the aneretic degree.
29 degrees. And then Uranus is now in Gemini. So Uranus moved into his 8th house, which when you have Uranus in the 8th house, this can indicate past life experiences where there were perhaps sudden or erratic deaths, lots of changes in the life-death cycle. So sometimes there can be like a heightened restlessness for this placement because of that soul remembrance.
And also, like, in Gemini, it's like literally communicating about death, like expanding like ideas about death.
Right. And the darkness and the taboo and the mystery. So I thought that
like
was interesting
for sure.
too. And then also transiting through his 8th house that day, the moon and Venus were also in Gemini. So interesting. And then 29 degree sun in Cancer in the 9th house. So that's also
like an ending of a cycle.
Like, like
you're going to another
literally
realm.
Like created his whole legacy. Like the 9th house is what we're here to publish and put out into the world, and the sun transiting there was like, yep, the
light is out. The light is done.
Yes, you did it in this lifetime.
Wow.
So
was the Uranus at 0 degrees?
So Uranus wasn't quite at 0 degrees at the time of death. Uranus was transiting... Wait, no. I'm fucking wrong. Don't listen to me. Uranus was at 0 degrees.
I knew it!
Yeah.
That is crazy. I know we're like... I'm not celebrating his death. But that's so sick that it's like he was born with it at 29 degrees, and when he died, it came at 0 degrees. And the last time that Uranus was in Gemini was like 1700s or something like that, right? Yeah. Like a long time ago. Yes. I can't remember dates because I'm not a numbers person.
Ooh, and the North Node and Nessus and Pisces in his 5th house. Ooh, where he has his natal Black Moon Lilith. That's also interesting, too, at the time of death.
Wow.
And Mercury retrograde in Leo. Which that Mercury retrograde, it threw me for a fucking loop.
That one was intense. That one was very intense, the Leo Mercury retrograde. It was, a lot of people were like...
I am crafting some new offerings for Temple Radiance, so that Mercury retrograde really inspired... It did its job. Yeah, but it was... Not gonna lie, like, fucking hard, that Mercury retrograde.
It was. A lot of people were like... I was lost in that sauce, for sure. I had so many, like, scheduling conflicts.
Yeah, Mercury retrograde right over his natal Pluto. Like, literally, like, Mercury transiting at 14 degrees, and he has Pluto at 16 degrees, so...
Yeah, I feel like it's so much of this, like, ending, closing. Like, I just keep seeing, like, pulling away. Like, it's done. Like, I just keep seeing all these visuals about that.
And Pluto in his 4th house, transiting through his 4th house.
Of family, yeah. Death, and transformation.
Yeah.
Wow. There's so many signs that he was fated to die on that day, perhaps. Maybe, I mean... Do you think if you saw that before he died, like if you were looking like at the year ahead or something, if you would think like, oh shit, like this is a crazy day for you?
No. I don't think I would have been like...
Clocking it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes with astrology, it's like easier to look back and be like, oh, that's a thing.
I also don't do too many predictive qualities when it comes to astrology. I more so look at the psychological functions.
I forgot you're like, I don't do predictions.
Yeah, and I don't really look at death charts ever. So this is the first ever death chart I've looked at.
Ozzy is very honored.
I just feel like it was necessary for this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that Uranus is crazy. The 0 and the 29, like the end of that cycle in the 8th house, because you can see like deaths like that in the 8th house.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so crazy.
And the moon Lilith. And Venus being also in the 8th house too.
I feel like that means maybe his death wasn't so intense. Like, I feel like this gentle angel, like, collecting him.
That's how I feel with it, too. And it sort of feels like it was a sigh of relief from a soul perspective of, like, now he gets to go on to the next cycle of healing. And I do feel like his soul is going to choose in his next lifetime to experience at least a childhood that is not as traumatic.
It says he died of a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's kind of an intense death.
I mean, the Mercury retrograde over his Pluto, like, Leo rules over the heart.
Oh, damn.
But was he in pain? I don't know. I feel like he was someone that was so easily able to disassociate, and I feel like in that moment his spirit probably really easily and quickly left his body
because he's had so much addiction being able to practice that. But it says he had coronary artery disease, so that he's probably been dealing with that for some time,
and that's also the like Uranus piece around Uranus ruling over the nervous system, like literally getting all of the blood flow.
Damn.
Yeah. So this was interesting doing this episode on someone who is such a legend, but someone that I don't really know or was never a fan of while he was alive.
Boo.
But someone that you like love so much. Love was really like, we've got to do this episode.
Yeah, he's sick as fuck.
So
I know you're like, I can't let me rip them back. I'm like, sick.
No, it's more so the abuse and the...
That's like 1/3 of the serial killer
of
thing.
The animals,
harming animals when you're young.
That's like
what is it? The
horrendous.
Donaldson triangle or something?
Yeah.
It's the psychological makings of a serial killer. I listen to a lot of true crime.
I wonder if serial killers, if a lot of them have like Scorpio Sag energy. Do you know? Or Scorpio Sag Gemini. Feels like
they've actually done, at least for the sun signs, they've done like the the most common signs as serial killers.
Okay, what are there? I feel like it's Scorpio, Sag, Gemini, Virgo.
Nope.
Am I wrong?
Okay, so we're professional yappers. That's why we have a podcast.
Yes.
So sometimes that means that the episode goes on for like over 2 hours.
So, a lot of times it means that. So
even the Alexa agrees. So we decided to cut this episode into 2 halves, pausing it here, and we'll pick up right where we leave off next week. And
so come back and listen to the rest of the episode next week.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Celestial Tea Podcast. If you enjoyed our hot takes and breakdowns, please leave us a 5-star review wherever you stream, share with your friends and fam, and follow us on all the socials.
Let us know if there is a pop culture icon or a phenomenon that you want us to look at next.
Tune in next week for another piping hot cup of celestial tea.
Cute.